So according to Deadline, Netflix just announced that they're basically canceling the show after just one season. As soon as the Resident Evil show debuted, they actually got 72.7 million hours viewed of the show. Now, as week 2 happened, it actually ranked up all the way to 73.3 million hours viewed. And then after, in its third week, it actually dropped out of the top 10 viewed shows on Netflix, like completely. And it also states here that, on Rotten Tomatoes, the critics gave it a 55% score, while Rotten Tomatoes audience score was 27%. Now, I think this is really interesting. And you know what? To be honest, it was never number one because Stranger Things actually released during the same time as this. So that was obviously number one as soon as it came out, like out of the top 10 shows that came out for Netflix. But it's very interesting, that the show basically did really well in just 2 weeks, and then the final third week it just died completely. And I think that's probably because everybody watched it and they were like, what is this? I don't understand. I already covered all of that in my review, so I'm not going to state a lot of the issues that it had. If you missed that, then I highly recommend that you go and check it out. But but as I've stated several times on this channel, if you guys ended up liking the show, then that's fine. You guys have that right to like something or dislike something. You're entitled to that. If anything, when I did my review, I actually, I wanted this show to be successful, but after watching it and stuff, I gave it a fair chance and I broke it down completely in that whole 1 hour review that I did. But yeah, so I gave it a really fair chance, but at the end, it did not score really high on my review. But to be honest, I am actually quite glad that this happened. And one of the things that I brought up in my review is that having a show like this is just confusing, especially since they just tried to make their own thing. It's the same thing that happened with the Paul W. S. Anderson movies. And I'm not saying that the Paul W. S. Anderson movies were as bad as this show. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that it's very confusing for the audience. The point that I brought up in my reviews and several other videos is that a lot of people, when they hear Resident Evil, they automatically think that the Paul W. S. Anderson movies are exactly like the games. And that's really confusing for people. It really is. And with this show, I was actually really worried that a lot of people will watch this show and they're going to be like, is this what the games are? But in reality, no, was a completely different thing. A lot like the Paul W. S. Anderson movies. And so that's one thing that I'm actually happy about. I'm happy that they just canceled this show because it didn't work. It was not a good show at the end of the day. But if you guys missed that review that I did, then make sure to click this video. And if you guys want to know about the Welcome to Raccoon City sequel that might be happening, then click this video. Well, thanks for watching.